You may look at the title of this video and think, we've seen these two fight. What is the debate here? And yes, we did see their epic clash in Revenge of the Sith. However, in Revenge of the Sith, both men were conflicted. In the novelization, it describes their feelings about wanting to kill each other as pure anguish from the thought. So in this hypothetical, we'll be using the same versions that appeared in Revenge of the Sith. However, it is a rematch where I believe both of them wouldn't have as much hesitation or confliction about hurting each other. As always, I'll give arguments for both men, and then at the end of the video, I'll give my own personal opinion. Obi-Wan Kenobi was one of the greatest Jedi generals during the Clone Wars. A true Jedi prodigy who represents everything a Jedi is supposed to be. A caring and kind-hearted man who protects those who need protection, but also takes firm stances on his beliefs. Strong in the mind and body. This would give him an advantage over Anakin, who is a mental mess. Young Vader's operation on his emotion is very much a double-edged sword. It made him one of the most powerful beings in the galaxy, but it also leaves him open to attacks from a more tactical mind like Kenobi. Anakin, in his enraged state at this point, is very comparable to Darth Maul or Savage Opress, with perhaps even less control from how unstable he was. If Darth Maul in The Phantom Menace was a hungry hyena, then Anakin Skywalker is a starving tiger. The complete opposite of a stoic and well-put-together Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan is also infamous for being randomly goated when it matters most, called his A-game moments, where he can fight against and beat opponents much stronger than him. For example, his fights with Maul, where he should be getting his ass kicked, but he wins. You can argue Obi-Wan wins this fight based on his plot armor, A-game moments, and discipline alone. Now, on the other side of this argument, you could argue that Anakin's raw power alone could just defeat Obi-Wan easily. I don't think it would be that simple, but I do think Anakin's power advantage would give him a major winning moment at the start of the fight. For me, this is one of those fights where if it doesn't end quickly, it might go to Obi-Wan. But there's a high chance that Anakin could just rush Obi-Wan out of the gate and beat his ass. It's also important to consider how long Obi-Wan can last against opponents who are much stronger than him, like Dooku and Maul, but Anakin is stronger than both of them. There's multiple statements in the novelization of Revenge of the Sith that Anakin is the strongest Jedi, at least physically, and he's confirmed to have physically overpowered Count Dooku. The real question is, can Obi-Wan survive against that kind of power for a long enough time to get his moment in? Now, this may be a hot take, but I think the answer is no. Obi-Wan at the start of the movie struggled in a fight with Grievous, who should be way weaker than Anakin at this point. No offense to my goat Grievous, but if you're on the same tier of power as him and you're fighting Anakin Skywalker, you're not gonna make it. Obi-Wan might technically be the more skilled and gifted fighter, but at this point, Anakin was already reaching levels of power that are peak in the Star Wars universe. Obi-Wan would need a really good A-game moment in order to win this fight. But overall, I'm giving it to Anakin. What do y'all think, though? Let me know. Bye!